Hi friends, it's Amanda. Thanks so much for being here and watching. Joining you today for more Hip Kip Club inspiration with the fabulous September main embellishment and cardstock kits. And I'm starting with these gorgeous die cuts from Pretty Little Studios Indian Summer Collection. And I'm just going to trace around them and actually fussy cut them out. So I'm using that lovely green paper from Dear Lizzie so that I've got quite a few of them. And I'm also going to fussy cut these from the Dear Lizzie collection as well. I think that paper was the reverse side of Sparkle by memory. And you can see I've got these gorgeous, lots of minty hues. This one is the Amy Tangerine A Slice of Life collection, and it's the black and white paper, but of course I'm using the reverse side of that. So you can see I've got die cuts, I've got fussy cut pieces, I've got my own made fussy cut die cuts, lots of leaves and pieces, because today's design team assignment is to feature a wreath on our layouts using die cuts, fussy cuts and punches. So I've added that little fox die cut and I'll show you why shortly. And I'm also going to add in some buttons from they're the decorative buttons from Dear Lizzie, and that flare button from Pretty Little Studio. I do love that white and black popping through together. It's a little bit interesting and different, and I feel like the white and the black's cutting through those really soft and very overwhelmingly pretty mint and blue. And then because I had to feature punches as well, I grabbed an old layered butterfly punch that I had. I know you've probably got one in your stash too that we never use anymore, so I thought I'm going to use them. And I punched some of the papers from the main kit, and then I also took the vellum from the cardstock kit and I punched some in vellum as well. So I'm just having a bit of a play with them around my wreath design idea at the moment. So you can see very early stages of what I'm going to do for my layout. I wasn't entirely sure when I started, so I thought it's nice to see the process of how I get there sometimes too. So yeah, thinking about adding those embellishments. And now that's my gorgeous photo of my boy and our puppy sleeping together. And I'll show you in a minute more closely about it. I love that circular frame because of course we're working with circles, there's repeat patterning, and have a look at this. Yeah, my puppy's face is almost a reflection, a mirror reflection of that little fox face, and I thought that was just the perfect embellishment. It matches the colour scheme, it's a little bit boyish, which is nice because of course it is a boy layout and it's already, you know, a little bit soft and feminine with all the florals. So yeah, I just thought that was a perfect touch. So yeah, that's why that piece is in there as well. Now this little piece says, home is where you are, and I thought that was really nice, given that they're tucked up and fallen asleep together on the sofa. It was just the loveliest little moment. So yeah, little dreams together, my cute boys. And I've decided to use the vellum over the other punched butterflies, so I'm just moving them around and really just having a bit of a fuss at this stage. I sort of like where this is going, but it does need a bit more. So thinking about, yeah, what I'm going to do here. And as I was mentioning before, I love the circular frame, but if you look really closely at that circular frame in a moment, you'll see it actually has its own rings around the edge as well. And I quite like that. I picked out these alphas. I thought the colours in them might work well, but I actually don't use them today. I just sort of sat them to the side and thought I might, because the colour in them is divine, but yeah, I didn't. So now, because I do love repeat pattern, and I didn't want to use mixed media today, well, I tried not to, I do, but I decided to get out my old gel pens and just draw a whole bunch of rings roughly in the same size as my wreath. So I'm just going round and round. They're just the Signor gel pens. The colour I'm using now is teal, and then of course I've got the blue here as well. And they're not an expensive pen. I think they're like maybe $5. That's Australian, so they're probably even less in the US. But they're a really cute little pen that just, yeah, has a point of difference. And the thing that's nice about when you draw on your layouts, of course, is that it's a lot more controlled than perhaps you do your spray misting and your splatter type work. So yeah, you can see the effect. So I'm just going to go back in and position my pieces over again from the wreath just to make sure it fits. And as you can see, now that I've done that, I've lost most of that beautiful detailing. So I'm going to just come back in now and see, this is a lovely thing too. You don't have to wait for drying time with pens. Pens are great. so much quicker and easier. Round we go. And we'll just thicken that up a bit and add a little bit more of that colour and interest. And what a cute way to add a little bit of mixed media without actually getting messy at all. So on that goes. I really love that flare button. That white with the pop of black is really striking, and I love that it's cutting through. It's almost sickly sweet, that green with the blue. Like, it's really pretty, but I almost feel like it's a little too much. So I do end up using quite a few black and white contrasting pieces just to cut through it, and I do like that flare button instigated all that thought process. So really, really lovely. And of course, Pretty Little Studio, the quality is just beautiful in all their products. So yeah, very lucky to have those included in this month's kit. I've gone and trimmed the bottom barcode stripping off that pattern paper, the Amy Tangerine one. I'm just positioning everything sort of where I think it's going to go, but I'm going to come back with that barcode stripping. So never throw those pieces out because, yep, it's the same one, black and white. It was from the bottom right there. I love to reuse little pieces like this. They come in so handy. And because this is a boy page, I kind of wanted to stress it and mess it up a bit. I feel like it's too, a little bit sickly sweet, as I mentioned, a little bit too gentle and a bit too, and while they're mischievous boys, they're not really big trouble, but they've got a little bit of character to them. And I felt like the page was missing that. It was too dreamy and not enough, needed a little bit of impact and fun. So as I said, the black and the white pops really, they work perfectly. And as you can see, this particular barcode stripping really ties in lovely with that flare button as well. So yeah, throw nothing out. Use it all. I like to. There we go. So I'll pop them under there, and I'll do the same on the other side. And just having those little bit of torn edges and that revealing paper, just it gives it that little bit of raw edginess without, going crazy. We still, that it's still a very innocent, sweet, dreamy page. So, they are asleep together. They really are. Yeah, they're very quiet when they're asleep. So just going to speed things up a bit for you now. I'm stapling in those pieces because, of course, the lovely thing with staples is adding a little bit of metal hardware to the page. Again, adds that raw edginess for a masculine page. And the holographic frame, although it is holographic, it really does have that silver tone to it. So I think having, a bit more silver. So lots of repetition. We've got silver, we've got black and white, lots of circles, and of course that beautiful blue-green colour scheme. A bit more distressing around the edges of my page, just to break it up a little bit. And of course add some soft texture and dimension. So it's all coming together now. So yeah, just speeding it up because you have seen this process, we know how this is going to be rearranged and how it's going to work and everything's going to fit in. And yeah, it was very fiddly. And I apologise, the lighting is a little bit on and off. It was late in the afternoon and I just thought, the kids were quiet and it was a nice time to sit and scrap, and they were happy doing their thing. And I thought, I'm just going to knock out the video in one go. And it was really nice to sit and do this. But then I realised, that little bit of afternoon sun was waning, so I apologise that it's a little bit harder to see, but there you go. Look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? You can see I stapled the vellum butterflies over the pattern paper ones, and then I did decide to come in with just a tiny bit of splatter. So it's not a lot, it's just a few little pops. Look, a couple I even paint in, very minimal, so it wasn't much at all. And then I'm going to use those fabulous glitter embellishment enamel dots that were in the embellishment kit from the Dear Lizzie She's Magic collection, because there's lots of them in the blues and the greens. And then I grab out the Pink Fresh Studio cardstock stickers from the Office Hours collection, because there's lots of those pretty hints of the sky pale blue and that darker lovely navy. And then this little one says around here, and I thought that was the perfect little spot for the fox to stand on, so I liked that one. That one says for the record. Tuck that over there. So really just looking for things that work with my story now as well. And of course it's a lot of Dear Lizzie on this page today. I'm loving the She's Magic collection. So popping in a few of those sentiments as well. And I'll pop a few in and around my wreath as well. So lots of that, you've got to sort of look carefully for the clues in the journaling. And I do love those little words or hints or subtle, tiny little pops of this and that around. And pop that one over there, I think. So it's looking good. I'm just drying up some of that think some of that paint was a tiny bit wet still. And I liked this one here. This is again from Pink Fresh Studio. And it said, "This happened." And I couldn't quite get it to fit. So in the end, I lift that piece out and pop it in under. So it sits under the around here. So it says, "Around here, this happened." And of course, they fell asleep together. And it was just really, really sweet moment. So 2 tuckered out, hardworking boys, I think. They were ready to snooze. So lots of lovelies happening. A little bit sticker happy here. I liked that sticker too. It said "Dream Plan Do," so I snipped it and just kept the dream part and tucked it in at the top there. It's a nice detail. And then enamel dots, and to finish, my beautiful big title, which of course comes around our wreath to say "Dream." So it's actually a really simple, it looks very effective page, but very simple. I think there's a couple of asterisk pieces just gone in because I thought they looked like little stars, and that worked for the dreaming picture. But there you have it. Simple, beautiful, fabulous wreath layout that might seem girly, but actually perfect for my boy. So yeah, really beautiful creating. I hope you've had lots of fun watching. If you've got questions or comments, please don't hesitate to pop them down below. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Arty days. Bye.